Hey yo, football fans, it's another great year. Fantasy football fiends, grab your beer. Giving you the best draft tips for all your picks. Starts and sits to the waiver wire fix. From mock drafts galore to stats that's hardcore. Triple F does it all, have y'all screaming more. So sit back, relax, let the experts prevail. JT Magnum, Siggy guns never fail. What's up, fantasy football fans? My name is JT Magnum, and that's my puppy behind me. And welcome to week 14 of Fantasy Football Fiends Stardom and Sit 'em Show. And I want to first take this moment to apologize to you guys. I wasn't able to get into the comment section this past week, and the reason was because I forgot to tell you guys. I was such in a rush this week, and I don't know if you could tell by watching my video last week, but I was in a little bit of a rush. I didn't get to say everything that I wanted to, and I forgot to mention to even leave comments in the comment section. And then I forgot to mention that I was leaving town. I was actually out of the country. I was in Canada visiting a friend and his family there. And it's kind of rude. They do have Wi-Fi, but I don't have cell phone coverage out there. But they did have Wi-Fi. But it's kind of rude to just sit there on your phone and leave tons of, try to, hit up your comment section when you're at a friend's house, and it's just kind of rude. So I didn't do it. I was pretty much had my phone on airplane mode the whole time, and I just basically had the whole weekend off. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to your comment section. I wasn't able to do anything until I got back into the country on Sunday. And I got back 5 minutes before kickoff, just in time to even switch my lineups. So it was a rough weekend go of it for that at least. And I hope you guys did win. I hope you guys helped each other out in the comment section, as I didn't even get a chance to look at it really. And I hope you guys are in the playoffs, because this is week 14. This is when usual playoffs start, or you're battling to get to the playoffs for week 15 and 16 playoffs, or if you're in like one of my leagues, which is week 15, 16, and 17 of the playoffs, you're pushing to get that. But I just wanted to take that moment to apologize and let you guys know what happened last week, because I'm sure a lot of you guys were probably like, what is wrong with this dude? Why isn't he answering my questions, or why isn't he answering anybody's questions? And that was the reason why. For Siggy, I wanted to take this moment also to, Siggy hasn't been around, and the reason why Siggy's not around is Siggy's in the process of moving. He and his family are having another baby. He has a baby, recent baby not too long ago, but now he's having another baby, and they're in the process of closing on a house. They're trying to find a house, trying to close on the house, and also move. So it's been a process for him. So he hasn't been able, with the packing, with all this stuff in boxes and everything going on, he hasn't been able to be able to come on, because he is in Texas. I am in New York, so it's a little different. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I am trying. I'm in talks with some friends and also some people from local. Going to be trying to be in talks with some local TV networks here. I'm actually trying to see if I can get this fantasy show possibly put on TV. It might change this year. It might be just me and maybe somebody else. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that. But right now, I'm trying to, get some things in the works to make this actually a TV thing where it will be seen on TV, and then I'll upload it from after it airs on TV to here, or at the same time just upload it to here, as it will be on TV as well. It'll be on TV locally, so I'll give you all that information if that happens, and if that, comes up or whatever. But I'm trying to do that because it makes it a little bit easier for editing and things like that. I won't have to edit as much, but yeah, so anyways, let's get right into the starts now. I'm trying to see if I can figure, the DraftKings. I was not able to even do DraftKings because I was out of the country, and I don't know if I don't even know if DraftKings is in Canada, so I don't think I could do it even if I wanted to, but I wasn't even able to get in the DraftKings, so I don't know who won. I don't even know, I can't even see it because I wasn't in the contest, so I can't even see it to tell you who won. So if you won the DraftKings bragging rights contest, usually there's 4 of them, and then there's the winner gets my girlfriend contest. If you won those, feel free to shout yourself out in the comment section. Let us know that you won. I apologize. Like I said, I wasn't able to do much because I was out of the country. So let's get into the starts now for your Stardom and Sit 'em Show for week 14. And my 3 quarterback starts are Ben Roethlisberger, Jameis Winston, and Phillip Rivers. And I'll talk about Jameis Winston. Saints are giving up 276 yards passing per game. Pass D is obviously one of the worst in the NFL. Matthew Stafford had pretty much his way with them last week, throwing for a couple touchdowns. excuse me, and throwing for 340 yards, I believe, or so. And the Saints just have not been good against the pass all year long. And Jameis Winston's been on fire as of late, especially, being able to throw the ball to Mike Evans. Let's get into the running backs. Running backs, Matt Forte, Spencer Ware, and Isaiah Correll. And I'll talk about Spencer Ware. And another thing, I'm going to probably talk about not so much big names, but I'm trying to find the best kind of bigger names, even though, for this part, because you don't want to play the lowest guy that you have on a team unless he's got a really amazing matchup or so. But you want to. This is where your studs come through for you. Anyways, Spencer Ware and Isaiah Correll, and I'll talk about Spencer Ware. Raiders gave up a big game to LaShawn McCoy last week, even though they did win. It doesn't matter. It's fantasy football. We're not to talk about wins here for teams. But they're giving up 125 yards rushing per game. What does Kansas City do best? They run the ball a lot. They pass and use screen passes, and I think they're going to use Spencer Ware, obviously, a lot against that Raider team. And they have had success against the Raiders, beating them this year. Wide receivers, I have Kenny Britt, Tyrell Williams, and Malcolm Mitchell. And I'll talk about Malcolm Mitchell. He's been a surprise guy that's been coming on as of late for the New England Patriots. And now with no Gronkowski, he's gone for the year. You got to look at more of 3 wide receiver sets for the Patriots. And right now at this moment, you have Chris Hogan, Malcolm Mitchell, and Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman comes out of the slot, and Danny Amendola's gone. He's gone for the year. He got hurt in this last game, and Malcolm Mitchell looks to be the guy that's going to benefit from that because there's only Martellus Bennett left. There's not many. There's no Gronk, like I said. So you're going to go back to that 3 wide receiver set, and Malcolm Mitchell's on the outside there, and he's got a lot of speed, and Brady trusts him. And that's a big thing when you think about the Patriots is Brady's trust. And if Brady trusts you, you know you're going to get the ball a lot. So look for Malcolm Mitchell to get the ball a lot. So I got to put him down because his chain wiggles a lot, makes a lot of noise. My 3 tight ends are Cameron Brate, Delaney Walker, and Ladarius Green. I'll talk about Ladarius Green finally coming up. He got a 110-yard performance last week. Now he's facing a Bills team who let Clive Walford and Michael Rivera catch all over them. They might not have done all the damage as Crabtree did and things like that, but at the same time, they were allowing a lot of tight end catches for first downs, things like that. Ladarius Green, the Bills are going to be keying on Antonio Brown a lot, given the fact that Ronald Darby's coming back. They have Stephon Gilmore covering back there. They're going to be keying up on Antonio Brown, leaving Ladarius Green open to get a lot more plays, and the Bills don't have really good coverage linebackers. So I really like Ladarius Green in this game against Buffalo. Look for him to probably have another 100-yard performance and maybe a touchdown or 2. Defenses, Detroit, Cincinnati, and the New York Jets. And I'll talk about Detroit. Here's been a defense that's been up and coming the last few weeks. They were giving up tons of passing yards at the beginning of the year, and even they had me saying, start this person because they're going against Detroit defense. But as of right now, the Detroit defense has stepped it up big time the last few weeks. And now they held Drew Brees to 0 touchdown passes in New Orleans. So now they're playing a Chicago Bears team with Barkley back there passing, and Chicago's offense hasn't been doing that great. The only thing that's been the positive for them has been Jordan Howard running the ball, and they'll probably continue to try to run the ball. But you can run it all you want, but you got to pass sometimes to get those first downs. Got to pass sometimes to get those touchdowns. And Detroit might hold them, but also Detroit might cause a few turnovers and maybe possibly run one of those back to the house. So I really love Detroit's defense this week against Chicago, especially at home. So let's get into the sit-em portion of the show. And my sits at quarterback this is where I tried to also get you some players to really think about, because it's really difficult to just say. It's really easy to just say, oh, sit this person against this team because of this reason or whatever. But I tried to really take some deep thought about this and who's facing who and how possibly that can affect your fantasy team. And I came up with some of these players that possibly should be on teams and obviously are on teams. And if they are, and if you have them, you might possibly think about maybe starting somebody else or going with them still if you want to, but they might not score as much as they're accustomed to or as they've been accustomed to scoring this year as a whole. So let's get into the quarterbacks. Marcus Mariota, Derek Carr, and Joe Flacco. And I'll talk about Derek Carr. He has struggled against the Chiefs before. He's had some bad games against them. And I just don't think in Kansas City, where the defense plays very well, and the defense, they'll be up and pumped and ready to get this Raider team at home. The crowd will be into it, and they're loud as heck there. It's hard to get your signals in. I just think they're going to struggle a lot in Kansas City against this team. For some reason, Kansas City plays them really well defensively, and I think as much as I hate to say this, Derek Carr might not score the points that you're accustomed to seeing. He might get a touchdown pass or two, but it's not going to be a lot of yards, like 400 or 500 yards or things like that with 3 touchdowns to Michael Crabtree and Amari Cooper. So I just don't see it this week. Running backs, LeGarrette Blount, Jonathan Stewart, and Carlos Hyde, and I'll talk about LeGarrette Blount. Facing a Ravens team giving up only 74 yards rushing per game. They had pretty much just shut down runners. Their defense has been totally solid this year. Surprisingly, the number 1 defense in the NFL in yardage allowed. I think almost points per game too, almost. The Baltimore defense has just been amazing. Held Miami to 6 points, even though Miami's been up and coming lately with their offense, especially with the way Jay Ajayi's been running everything, but completely shut them down, completely shut the Dolphins down, and they've been doing it week in and week out, but they are facing a tough New England team, and I think they're going to struggle a little bit against the pass, but I don't see them struggling against the run. Wide receivers, I have Rishard Matthews, Jarvis Landry, and Allen Robinson. Jarvis Landry going up against Patrick Peterson. It might not be against Patrick Peterson every single time because Patrick Peterson sometimes shadows different people, but he probably most likely will be most of the time on Jarvis Landry, given that Jarvis Landry is the best receiver on that team right now. And Patrick Peterson will line up in the slot, will line up on the outside. He'll line up everywhere. He follows the best man possible, and he follows them all game long. So if Jarvis Landry's the hot man out, he'll try to take him out of the game. And he might get his points in PPR because he might still get his catches because Jarvis Landry's just one of those guys that he's a PPR machine. But if you're in a standard league, look for him not to get those high points in that one. In other words, he's not going to have like the 10 catch, 100 and something yard performance that he's used to having. He might get like 5 catches or so. Tight ends, I have Dennis Pitta, Zach Ertz, and Martellus Bennett. And Dennis Pitta is going against a New England team that's been pretty tough on tight ends, especially as of late. And like I said, I think it's going to be a defensive struggle game with Baltimore and New England. Joe Flacco's going to have a hard time passing the ball. New England's going to have a hard time running the ball. I don't know. New England still gets their yards passing all the time, it seems like. But I think against New England, at New England, it's going to be hard for Joe Flacco to pass the ball around. And especially with the way the Patriots have been playing defense against the pass. Defenses, I have Los Angeles, Seattle, and Houston, and I'll talk about Seattle. It's tough to bench Seattle. It's very hard to sit Seattle, but the one reason I would say sit Seattle this week, they are minus Earl Thomas, and if you don't think that the Seattle Seahawks will miss Earl Thomas, take a look at their team. This is the guy, the premier defender, premier safety in the NFL that defends the deep ball for them. And you saw in the game last week, as soon as he went out, they threw deep to Ted Ginn. Ted Ginn scored a touchdown. But I'm just saying, with Earl Thomas back there, he just gets to the ball. Like every time a pass is thrown deep, you see Earl Thomas in the play trying to break it up. It's rare that you see someone go deep on Seattle and get it past Earl Thomas. So with him gone back there, it leaves Cam Chancellor, who is weak sometimes defending the pass, to defend Aaron Rodgers, and it's just the wrong team to play when you don't have your best safety back there defending. And Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay is hungry. They're at home. They need to keep winning to make the playoffs. And I just think Seattle's going to struggle this week against Aaron Rodgers and company. They might not run the ball very well, but Aaron Rodgers will light it up this week, I believe, against Seattle at home. So that does it for week 14 of your fantasy football Stardom Situm show. leave comments in the comment section. I am not leaving town this week, so I will be able to answer all your questions for you, and I'll be able to get to everything I can. Like I said, I apologize for last week. I really wish I could have got to him, but like I said, I was out of the country, and I feel bad about that, really. But it is week 14, so best of luck in your playoff game, or best of luck making the playoffs. I have made the playoffs in so far all three of my leagues that I've been in. Two of them that really count to me, and when I say really count, they mean the ones that really matter to me. Obviously, one of them I just don't really care about. It's just for fun. But the two that really count, I'm in first place. I'm 10-3 in both of those leagues. One I have a bye this week. The other one, if I win this week, I'll have the bye next week for the playoffs, because our playoffs are 15, 16, and 17. I'm 10-3 in both of those. I'm 9-4 in the other one. And I'm doing pretty well. It keeps my streak going of all the time. I've made the playoffs in any fantasy football league I've been since 2006. That's when I started playing fantasy football, was 2006. And I've made the playoffs every year in every league I've been. Almost every league I've been. Whether I've been in 1, 2, 3 leagues, I've always made the playoffs at least once, in other words. That's what I'm trying to say. But I've always, last year ended the streak of a championship, though. I had won a championship every year since 2006, and this is last year was the first year I did not win a championship. I lost in the first round of the playoffs and ended up winning third place. But, this year I'm trying to, start a new streak. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, best of luck in your week 14, and I hope to see you next week. And yeah, let's keep this going. Answer each other's questions in the comment section, and I'll be all over that comment section this week for you guys. All right. So for JT Magnum and Fantasy Football Fiends, I'm out. Peace, y'all.